Did you know that simply placing a rosary under your pillow each night can activate magical energies for your soul? According to Saint Padre Pio, a symbol of spiritual strength, the rosary not only offers protection, but also holds 5 profound and surprising reasons for peaceful sleep. Don't just listen, try it and experience this power yourself. As a new day begins, you may be accustomed to praying for guidance from God. But did you know that even in your sleep, you can maintain this sacred connection? There is a powerful weapon that doesn't require mythical strength like Captain America's shield or Thor's hammer. It's the rosary. This small item, seemingly ordinary, possesses an invisible power that can protect and strengthen your soul. Padre Pio once said, "The rosary is the strongest weapon against temptation and danger." Keeping the rosary under your pillow each night not only shields you from negative influences, but also purifies your mind, bringing peace to your sleep. In this video, we'll share 5 surprising reasons why placing a rosary under your pillow can bring you peace and special protection. Comment Amen if you feel the power of faith. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to explore more incredible spiritual miracles with us. The rosary is not merely a tool for prayer, it is a sacred gift, a powerful weapon from heaven for our souls. Keeping the rosary under your pillow every night is a simple act, yet it carries immense protective and peaceful power, a message lived and shared by Saint Padre Pio. Throughout his devoted life, he not only celebrated the Holy Mass and prayed, but also remained faithful to the rosary, a tradition passed down through generations. He kept it within reach, under his pillow or on his bedside table. Padre Pio emphasized, if we follow what our predecessors did, we cannot go wrong. He believed the rosary to be the prayer of the victors, as the Virgin Mary bestowed upon us, a prayer with power to overcome all trials. Padre Pio prayed the rosary daily, dedicating his time to deep faith. It was not just a habit, but also a symbol of spiritual strength. He often wrapped the rosary around his wrist as a spiritual shield. Once, when friars in his room were surprised to hear him request my weapon, they searched his robes and found only a rosary. Padre Pio responded, "Isn't this a weapon?" To him, the rosary was a way to face and overcome temptations, offering protection and instilling trust in God. Padre Pio always guided his spiritual children to kneel in prayer with the rosary before the Blessed Sacrament or the cross after completing their tasks, reminding themselves, "Lord, I love you and I am sorry for my sins." When tired, he advised, take a short break and continue praying. The image of Padre Pio holding the rosary, from church to corridors, confessionals, and quiet moments, became a symbol of profound faith. Even when he could no longer speak, a simple gesture pointing to the rosary was enough to convey all sacred meaning, reminding us of the strength and powerful presence of God in every bead. Placing the rosary under your pillow each night as a habit not only follows Saint Padre Pio's advice, but also brings profound spiritual benefits. Firstly, it serves as a spiritual anchor amid life's storms. The rosary under the pillow is a steadfast spiritual support during the quiet moments of the night when the soul feels most vulnerable. It acts as an anchor that helps us remain steady, no matter the storms of life. Secondly, it reminds you of the power of prayer. Touching the rosary at the beginning and end of the day is a small ritual that allows us to entrust everything to God. This is a special time to converse with Him and the Virgin Mary, expressing gratitude for their protection and care each day. Each morning as we wake and feel the rosary under our hands, it serves as a profound reminder to start the day with deep gratitude toward God and the Virgin Mary. While praying each mystery of the rosary, we not only reflect on the events in the lives of Jesus and Mary, but also imbibe virtues such as humility and faith, which help us overcome life's challenges. Every night, Padre Pio and the Capuchin friars would gather for evening prayers to conclude their day. Afterward, upon returning to his room, he would often continue praying the rosary in silence, as a final act of entrusting the day to God. Padre Pio even kept the rosary under his pillow as a spiritual companion, ready to protect and bring peace even while he slept. Thirdly, it symbolizes a strong faith. The rosary under the pillow is a symbol of trust and surrender to the intercessory love of the Virgin Mary. It is a way to place oneself into her protective and loving care during every night's sleep. On Wednesdays, the rosary helps strengthen your relationship with God. This practice is not merely an act of prayer, but a way to draw closer to God through Mary, asking her for guidance, comfort, and protection. By repeating the Hail Mary and meditating on the mysteries, we deepen our bond with God and the community, immersing ourselves in a centuries-old tradition of prayer. This repetition also enriches our relationship with God and brings us closer to Mary, allowing us to feel her love and guidance in each prayer. Finally, it brings you peace. The rosary beside you at night acts as an invisible shield, protecting you from evil forces. In moments of darkness, anxiety, or suffering, its peaceful presence wards off disturbances and reminds us of God's enduring peace, even in our weakest moments. Placing the rosary under your pillow is not just an act of trust, but a way to face spiritual challenges. Padre Pio encouraged maintaining this habit as a form of protection and a path to peace. Padre Pio once said that no matter how tired he was, he always made time for the rosary every day. The rosary was like a loyal companion, an indispensable weapon in his battle against temptation. May, the month dedicated to the Virgin Mary, held a special place in Padre Pio's heart. He referred to it as a month of grace when Mary's love and protection surrounded him. In one of his letters, Padre Pio wrote, "For me, May is a month of grace. Oh, dear Mother, how much you love me." Every prayer during this month was a special act of gratitude to Mary, who constantly accompanied and watched over him throughout his life. Padre Pio always prioritized celebrating Mass at the altar of Mary, and the Mass of her purity was the one he offered most frequently. With profound devotion, he once told a spiritual daughter, "My daughter, you only need to know that the Virgin Mary is the mother of Jesus. She loves us so much that she offered her only Son to God the Father to redeem his adopted children. She is a vast and priceless treasure containing within her an infinite treasure, the Son of God." Padre Pio often prayed to Our Lady of Pompeii and maintained a lifelong habit of praying the novena to her. The Shrine of Our Lady of Pompeii, a sacred site in southern Italy, was built thanks to the efforts of Saint Bartolo Longo, who experienced a profound conversion and became a lay Dominican friar, lovingly known as Brother Rosary. After restoring an ancient painting of the Virgin Mary, he constructed the church to enshrine this sacred artwork on a special altar. The painting, now known as Our Lady of Pompeii, became a source of inspiration and a pilgrimage destination for many. Soon, miracles and graces began to occur for those who prayed before the painting of Our Lady of Pompeii. One of the first recorded miracles was the miraculous healing of Bartolo's mother. Filled with gratitude, Bartolo started documenting the miracles and favors reported by those who prayed before the painting, recording over 900 miracles in a short period. He also composed the novena for Our Lady of Pompeii, spreading devotion to Our Lady of the Rosary. More and more people heard about the shrine and came to pilgrimage, making it one of the largest pilgrimage sites in Italy, with over 4 million visitors each year. In 1980, Bartolo Longo was canonized by Pope John Paul II and honored as the Apostle of the Rosary. The Pope also personally visited the shrine in 1979 and again in 2003, offering prayers for world peace. The Shrine of Our Lady of Pompeii remains a symbol of faith and hope, where people come seeking blessings and the protection of the Virgin Mary. Padre Pio, with his special devotion to Our Lady of the Rosary in Pompeii, made many pilgrimages to the shrine starting as a 14-year-old boy, accompanied by his friends and teacher, Angelo Cavo. After his ordination as a priest, he continued to return to the shrine frequently, seeing it as a spiritual refuge. Padre Pio always venerated Bartolo Longo, the founder of the shrine and promoter of devotion to Our Lady of the Rosary. On one occasion, Padre Pio gave Bartolo a holy card with an encouraging message: "May Our Lady always look upon you with a motherly gaze and comfort you in your sorrows." Throughout his life, Padre Pio frequently prayed the novena to Our Lady of Pompeii whenever he needed special graces. He once wrote to Rafala Caras, one of his spiritual children, asking her to pray 3 consecutive novenas to request a great grace from the Virgin Mary. Padre Pio believed that Our Lady of Pompeii was not only the mother of Jesus, but also a source of spiritual strength, helping him endure life's trials, especially attacks from demons. One night in 1964, he was so tormented by demons that he was injured, and when the monastery superior came to his aid, Padre Pio recounted that it was Our Lady who placed a pillow under his head, demonstrating her protection during his most painful moments. Padre Pio's love for the Virgin Mary was evident in his daily habits. He kept a small picture of Our Lady on his room's wall, praying and gazing upon her with love and gratitude before meals or rest. In moments of fatigue after hours of hearing confessions, he would look to her for solace and draw spiritual strength from her loving gaze. Padre Pio's devotion to the Virgin Mary deepened his relationship with Jesus. In a 1913 letter to Father Ostino, he expressed, "She loves me with an infinite love. She has poured such great graces into my heart that when I am in her presence or that of Jesus, I cannot help but exclaim, 'Where am I? Who is near me?'" For Padre Pio, the Rosary was not merely a prayer tool, but a weapon against all temptations. He always kept a rosary with him, under his pillow, on his desk, or in his pocket to give to those in need. He prayed the rosary incessantly and passionately, believing it was a means for humanity to achieve conversion and salvation. At the shrine of Our Lady of Pompeii and elsewhere, Padre Pio encouraged everyone to pray with sincere devotion, connecting with the timeless rosaries of history and sharing in the faith and love of the Mother of God. Padre Pio was deeply moved whenever he heard the Angelus prayer. In those moments, he immersed himself in its sacred rhythm, unable to hide his passion. On quiet nights, when someone sang hymns in honor of the Virgin Mary outside his window, he listened intently, clapping and exclaiming, "Bravo, bravo!" In 1959, when the pilgrim statue of Our Lady of Fatima left Portugal for Italy, Padre Pio eagerly awaited the moment to see the sacred statue. At that time, he was in poor health and had been unable to celebrate Mass since May 5th, a tremendous trial for him. He patiently waited, delivering reflections through a microphone each night so everyone in the church could hear. On the evening of August 4th, he announced with deep emotion, "We only have a few hours left for our mother's visit. Let us not be found empty-handed." By the morning of August 6th, though weary, he joined everyone in the church, immersing himself in the sacred presence of the Virgin Mary. As he kissed the statue, he placed his rosary in her hands, a gesture of love that moved everyone to tears. Padre Pio always regarded the Virgin Mary as the pathway to Jesus. He strived to emulate her humility, living with profound modesty despite the pressures from those who believed in him and sought his prayers. This humility brought him inner peace, helping him face challenges, from slander and disputes to sorrows. To those who sought prayers with him, Padre Pio often reminded, "Love the Virgin Mary and pray the Rosary." One day, when asked how many rosaries he had prayed, he humbly replied, "I prayed 34 rosaries today." For him, the Rosary was a profound prayer, a time to meditate on the mysteries of Calvary, the saving love of Jesus, and his mother, who endured immense suffering. Padre Pio's devotion to Our Lady of Pompeii was extraordinary. Even in his final days, when he received a bouquet of roses before the 50th anniversary of receiving the stigmata, he took a rose and asked his spiritual children to place it before the image of Our Lady in Pompeii. Miraculously, the rose did not wither but remained fresh until Padre Pio's passing, then closed like a bud, symbolizing his eternal love for the Virgin Mary. Padre Pio lived a life of prayer, and throughout his journey, the Virgin Mary was his spiritual anchor, helping him overcome his greatest trials with unwavering faith, hope, and love. Together, we have explored an inspiring journey of Padre Pio's devotion to the Virgin Mary and the incredible power of the Rosary. This serves as a powerful reminder that, even in our darkest moments, love and trust in the Virgin Mary can be a great source of strength to help us overcome any challenge. Let Padre Pio's story remind us of the importance of the Rosary in our lives, a sacred weapon that strengthens, protects, and brings peace. If you feel inspired, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss more meaningful content. Don't forget to leave a comment with your thoughts or share how the Virgin Mary and the Rosary have impacted your life. We look forward to your stories as we spread love and faith together. Thank God and the Virgin Mary for accompanying us on this journey. Let us always pray with love and trust, for God and the Virgin Mary will never abandon us. Amen.